I'm here with fellow Fiat Club member Tammy, and we're going to do her first oil change today. Very first oil change, right?
Yes, very
That's
first.
incredible.
Yes.
That's great. That's a great way to get started, like DIYing stuff on your
Yes.
car. So.
Nervous, but let's do it.
And it's a 2012 Cabriolet, right?
Yes.
Let's get into it. You already popped the hood?
Yes.
Probably the first thing we should do, like while the engine's still nice and warm, is we're actually going to get the oil out of it, okay? And you decided to do the oil extractor. Mm-hmm. Let me get some supplies. You should definitely put some gloves on.
Yes.
You don't want to mess up your hands. We've got rags for when we need them. So that's the pump we're going to use, and we'll need an extra container to put the old oil in. These guys, the Pop, the Sports, the Cabriolets, they're a little bit different from the Abarths, so it's going to be different from the last one that I did, but the oil filter is going to be in basically the same location. So you see that little plastic thing with like the hexagon on top of it? Yeah, I'm shining the light like right on it, like right there.
That thing? Yeah.
Yeah, so your oil filter is like inside that canister there.
Okay.
It's going to be tricky to get to, but you'll be able to get to it, no problem.
Okay.
The only other thing I might suggest is taking the engine cover off. That just pulls like straight up. You can just pull straight up and that pops out. Yeah, there you go. And you can just set it down anywhere it's not going to be in the way. So let's get some rags and just take a few off, and that way we can put kind of around our dipstick. Your dipstick is going to be the yellow thing over there. Yeah, just kind of lay it some sort of way. Like, we just don't want to get oil like all over, you know, things like this, right? But you can go ahead and pull out your dipstick. Since we want that out of the way, I would suggest just laying it in the little pan right here. We'll put all of our dirty stuff like down in that pan.
Okay.
Here's your extraction pump. What we're going to do is maybe just set it up here for like the moment.
Yes.
While we get situated. The way this is going to work, we're going to put the thin side down the dipstick tube.
Okay.
And then we'll put this side into this little waste container right there. All right. You can put that in a little bit.
Is it okay if it's hot?
Yes.
Okay.
We actually want it hot because like the oil is thinner and it flows better whenever it's hot.
How far does it go down?
Right about there is right now, just fine for right now, because we don't want to shove it down like all the way. Because if you shove it down too far, it can actually like coil up like inside the oil pan and can cause problems and get stuck. Go ahead and open up that container right there. And this container is just going to be the old oil going in. Okay. Nice place for it to go. Okay. All right.
Sorry.
Kitty cat, what are you doing?
Is it yours?
No.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I got this.
Hey, come here. Come here. What you doing?
Expensive.
What you doing? I know, it's a pretty cat. All right, so this guy is battery powered, right? So what we'll do is we'll hook it up to your battery. All right, so good thing is they're color coded. The red's the positive, and then the black is the negative. Try to make sure it's a good connection. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, that just pops off, it's fine. It pops right back on there. Yeah, perfect. Okay, this is gonna get a little loud. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn on the switch here. When you turn on the switch, I want you to start feeding that tube like further down the dipstick tube, yeah. And then you'll hear it start to suck oil, like the pitch of this will change.
Okay.
And then when it starts like sucking oil, maybe give it just like another inch and then like stop.
Okay.
And then as it sounds like it's like maybe getting towards the bottom, we'll put it in just a little bit more. And that way we'll know whenever it's done versus like just shoving it all the way down and like getting it stuck down there, right?
Approximately how long does it take?
About 2 minutes.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
It's on?
So yeah, go ahead and turn the thing on. Now a little bit more. There you go. All right. Yep. Just like that. Push it in a little bit more. And yeah, we just do this for like 2 minutes. One of the things that I like about the pump is that you can easily tell how much you're getting out. Because like if you look at the side of the thing, you can actually see like how much you're getting out of it. And it looks like it was full. So I would expect we would get like almost like 4 quarts out.
Which is like, yep.
Let's see.
How many quarts?
Probably up here. Yeah. Shove it down just a little bit more. Let me give it a feel just to see. Because like there is a little bit of a feel to it, you know? I think we're at the bottom. Okay, I think we got it all. You can go ahead and shut it off. I would recommend grabbing another towel there, because whenever you start to pull it up out of there, it's gonna like make a little bit of mess. And just have that like in your hand as you're pulling it out. Get a little bit closer with the towel, because it's gonna fling everywhere. Yeah, there you go. Good job. And now we can just kind of set that down like into the pan here. Oh yeah. Probably a good idea to disconnect the battery first. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Kitty cat, what you doing?
So pretty. Leave this here like that?
Yeah, we got like almost 4 quarts out. It looks like it's like 3 and like 3/4. We'll have to remember that, like it's about 3 3/4 that we need to put in.
Okay.
That way we don't accidentally overfill it.
Okay.
Right. Let's go ahead and take this tube out too. Yeah, it's definitely going to have some oil on it, so you might want to wipe it with the rag. And then we can just set this whole thing like in here. Keep it from making a mess anyway. And go ahead and put the cap on that thing for me. That way we don't accidentally spill this thing. That would be bad. Awesome, cool. Now if you want, you can go ahead and grab your dipstick and we can put the dipstick back in because we don't need that right now. Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
So oil is removed. Now we need to change the filter.
Okay.
In order to get to the filter, we're gonna have to get a socket on there. It's a 27 millimeter socket. So let me go grab that for you. I don't know if you remember me showing you like the plastic kind of hexagon looking thing down in there. So this is the socket that's gonna go on that. So here, go ahead and take this. There's a little bit of a trick to getting this extension down in there so that you can actually get to your filter housing. Exactly. You saw the other video, right?
No, I did not.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
No? Oh, did you just like immediately like assume
Yeah.
that you go in through there?
Yeah.
Oh, good call.
Sorry, I'm so distracted by the cat.
I know, kitty cat. But yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
The socket itself doesn't fit down in there. So what you have to do is you have to like kind of hold it and then like feed this in.
Okay.
And like
Is
that.
it magnetic?
It's not magnetic, no, but it kind of clicks in. It's got like a ball detent on it, so it kind of clicks in. Yeah, and just push. Yeah, there you go.
That's it?
Yeah, yep.
Can I
and
let
once
go?
it clicks, that's
Okay.
it. Now you got to feed it down onto the little nut-looking thing down there, the hexagon.
And then push down, or it should fit?
Give it a little wiggle, and it might fit on there. And but you know what? I just like thought of something too. We're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We should probably put some rags down in there. That way, whenever you yes, like whenever you unscrew it, like you don't make a whole lot of mess.
Just around it?
Yeah, so kind of like try to put some around sort of the bottom side of it. So here's the ratchet. This is going to let you unscrew it.
Left?
Yes,
Okay.
counterclockwise or lefty-loosey. So it sounds like it's like set for tightening. So what you do is you flip this little switch, and then that puts it going the other way. Yeah.
Am I weak?
You know, sometimes they get a little stuck. I mean, it shouldn't be a whole lot of force.
I'm just very weak.
Maybe. Sometimes they get a little stuck. It happens.
This thing's a little bent there. Is it normal or it's not perfectly straight?
No,
It's okay?
that's actually normal for because like these are what they call wobble extensions. So they kind of have to move around a little bit because it's actually not a straight shot like in there,
think I'm
right?
just very-
You're probably a little scared too, right? Because like,
No, I'm just weak.
you want me to give it a try?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's interesting. Shouldn't be. Yeah, that's very tight.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, that should not be that tight. Huh? Interesting. Here you go. I'll let you get back to doing it. Yeah, that was unusually tight. Yeah, it's still kind of stiff on there.
Why?
Hopefully, whoever did it last didn't cross thread it, but I guess we'll see whenever we pull it off.
Didn't do what?
Cross thread? That's like when you start to screw something back together and the threads don't line up perfectly, and
force
someone just forces it. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, does it feel like nice and loose now? So you can go ahead and like pull the socket and the extensions back out of there. Good job, didn't drop it.
Okay.
You can just set those down like out of the way for the moment. So now you'll probably still have to like unscrew it a little bit by hand.
The hexagon thing?
Right, yeah. Well, actually you can grip like the whole like plastic like container down in there. Are you able to like turn it and stuff?
Yeah, just pull it out.
Yeah, pull it out and see if you can work it up out of there. I know on the A-bars it's a little trickier, but I think you have a little bit more room on the non-turbocharged ones to pull it out. Yeah, if you have to kind of push something out of the way a little bit, it's okay. There you go.
Oh, okay,
All right.
I see what you mean.
Excellent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it gets a little messy.
Okay. The spilled around is fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, we can wipe it
Not
up.
a lot. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to grab more rags and like wipe
That's
up,
okay.
you can. But so the filter, it just pulls like straight out. So like grab it. Yeah, grab the little the insert in there. And you might want to do it over the pan, just so we're not making a mess, right? And it's kind of clipped in there. So, but it just pulls straight out. It doesn't unscrew. There you go, just like that. Now take a quick look at it, like how you set it down. See how it has like those little fingers on it?
This stinks?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
The little fingers are what goes down inside there to like clip around that little round thing right there.
Okay.
And that's how the new one's gonna go in.
And where does that red ring go?
So this one has a black one. So if you see like the black ring that goes
this
around
one.
it right there, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In fact, let me get you a little tool to make it easier to get out. This is just a little pick that helps you like grab the little rubber ring that goes around the outside there. Yeah, there you go. Nice and
this
easy.
can be
Yeah, that's
discarded.
trash too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have to change it every time?
Yeah, you have to change it every time because that deforms like just a little bit,
okay.
you know, whenever you screw it down.
And it comes with the filter anyway.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to always come with the filter.
Okay.
So yeah, so now you can go ahead and grab your new filter. No special way to put the new O-ring on, it just slides down.
Like
I
that.
know, the kitty cat's real curious what we're doing, isn't she?
I'm so distracted by the cat.
So take your finger and just kind of rub down inside there to get a little bit of oil on your finger, yeah. And once with a little bit of that oil that from inside there, rub it on there. There you go. It helps lubricate that.
Why do we need it lubricated?
It just keeps it from binding up and it helps it seal better. Get your new filter. Remember the little finger things? Go straight down in there. Hey, kitty cat. And just give it a push and there'll be like there you go. There's like a little faint click.
Okay.
That's it. All right.
Okay.
Now all you gotta do is get this thing back down in there. But don't clean off the oil you put on there. We want that oil in there.
I don't have to screw it in, right? Because I would.
You'll start it by hand.
Okay.
Like, yeah, you definitely want to start it by hand because if you try to do it with the tool right away, that's when you run into a chance of cross-threading it. Whenever you start to screw it in, you know, you got to make sure by feel that it's catching and you're screwing it in correctly.
Yep.
Right? It should go fairly easy, like at first, with just your hand.
Okay.
You think you got it?
Yes, I think so.
Mind if I check real quick?
Yes.
Just to make sure.
Please check.
Okay, yeah, you got it good.
Okay.
Now we'll grab the socket again. The way you're going to tighten it is not going to be how tight it was. Okay.
Okay. I don't think I can do that.
No, like you wouldn't want to in the first place because the way it was way too tight.
Okay.
It's strange. It shouldn't have been that tight.
What happens if it's too tight? Anything bad?
It can crack. It can crack the plastic,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And in fact, that happens kind of often with these plastic filter housings. Is that whenever you're taking them off or putting them back on, they'll crack, right?
Okay. No.
Remember to flip the little switch on there. Like as you start to tighten it up, you'll feel a point where it stops, and like whenever it stops, like you stop your tightening. Yeah, you don't want to over tighten. There you go. There you go.
That's it?
Yeah, it looks like it stops. Yeah. No, don't do any extra.
Okay.
When you start like torquing on it extra, that's when like the bad stuff happens.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, good deal. So now filter's changed, old oil is out. Now we got to put the new oil back in. So let me find you a funnel. Right here is where you put the new oil in, and here's a funnel. Hope you not spill. Grab the new container. Let's start off by just putting like 3 quarts in.
Okay.
And we'll do 3 and then check the level with the dipstick. Yeah, you should be able to see like on the side here.
This is good oil, right?
It is. Royal
okay.
Purple is good oil. Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
she
kitty
agrees.
cat. Hey, kitty cat. What you doing? Huh? Psst, psst. You're making a little bit of a mess, but that's okay.
Okay.
It wipes up.
The above takes different oil.
It does, yeah.
This is double?
It takes a 5W40 and that's 5W30. It's just like a slightly heavier oil. Yeah.
I think.
Here, if I shine the light in through the top.
Yeah, 2 quarts. So I added around 3.
Okay, so yeah, because that jug is 5.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead and like check it. Pull your dipstick out and have a rag handy. What you'll want to do is like pull it out and wipe it off, and then you'll put it back in to check the level.
Can I use this oil pump method for any car?
For the most part, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, there's like some idiosyncrasies about how you get a filter out or whatever, right? Because like like we had to like go in through here and like that sort of thing. So like every car is going to be like a little bit different regard, but the basic process is going to be the same. All right, now let's take a look at the end of the dipstick. The little hash mark, well, no, it's just very light because it's brand new oil.
Oh.
If you can kind of see, it's about halfway up, those hash marks. So in those hash marks is 1 quart of oil. So it looks like we need to add about another half a quart. I mean, you always check on the side because you were at 2.
No, it's here. A little bit more.
Yeah, that's probably good. How does it look?
Looks full.
Okay, yeah, that looks perfect.
Yeah?
That's right on the money.
How do you know it's overfilled?
If there was oil like kind of going up further above
Like
the hash
on
marks,
that side?
yeah, in the smooth part. And you know, if it's like overfilled just a little bit, it's okay. Like you just don't want to have like a whole extra quart or something like that
What
in there.
happens if that happens?
It can cause the engine to do lots of crazy things. So if it gets so full that the crankshaft actually starts hitting the oil, it could blow the engine up, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, but usually if it's overfilled, like oil could get up into the intake. It could like overwhelm the air oil separator, and it's not good. But yeah, there you go. Now you can put your oil cap back on. All right. And I don't know if you care to like wipe up just a little bit more. I mean, now's a good time to like wipe up some more. But that's up to you. It's your car.
Yeah.
And you did get you got the rags that we put down there out, right? Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Okay. put your cap back on the rest of your oil bottle there, because you don't want to accidentally spill your good oil. What are you doing?
No.
Don't get up there. Very interested in everything we're doing. What you doing?
Inspection.
Yeah. Did we do a good job? Did we do a good job on the oil change? Now all you need to do is put your engine cover back on. Oh, and is the oil change light on? Like, is the message that says change the oil?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you.
Just like last week.
I'll show you how to fix that too. That's
Okay.
that's super easy.
Just press it down, right?
Just press down. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it kind of clicks in like that. Okay. That's
that-
it for the oil change. You can go ahead and take your gloves off if you want. That way you don't like accidentally transfer oil into your car.
And this can be closed.
Yeah, that can be closed. You can give it a little push or you can just drop it. Yeah, always just drop it too. Don't start the car.
Okay.
But what you're going to do is you're going to turn the car on.
Okay.
And then once you turn it on, you're going to press the gas pedal like 3 times like this.
Like click once and then
Click
gas.
once and then press
3
the gas
times,
pedal
okay.
3 times, kind of about that speed.
No.
Okay.
On 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think you got it actually, because it didn't say the message. Go ahead and start the car up, and we'll see if it looks like the message is gone, right?
Yeah, just the TPM. Oh yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Perfect.
All right. Well, that's it.
Thank you.
You changed your oil for the very first time.
Thank you.
All right. So what did you think? Like, was it easy?
Easier than I thought.
Easier
you
than
didn't
you
have to lift
thought?
the car. I'm
Right,
always scared of
yeah,
lifting the
yeah.
car. I'm scared it'll drop.
Do it. Well, I mean, like I was saying, like I have ramps. So like we could have lifted it with the ramps, and it would have been like nice and safe.
Yeah.
But I do like using the oil extractor. It really does make things easy.
It is.
So do you think you're going to change your oil again?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Surprisingly, I would.
Well, good. All right. Now, changing your oil is like the gateway drug to DIYing on your car. So now you're going to be doing all sorts of stuff. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. I hope this inspires you to get out and do stuff on your car too. Thanks, Tammy.
Yeah. If I can do it, anyone can.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's not hard.
Thank you.